Okay, so I've got a 2-speed manual winch, which I'm going to scrape down a bit and repaint with white epoxy paint after I etch primer it. It doesn't have a name engraved on it anywhere or a number, so I'm not sure exactly what brand it is. It does work. It does need to be filled with oil again. So I'm going to repair that today, and also I've misplaced the winch handle. It's a 2-speed winch. So I'm about to take a piece of flat steel bar and see if I can make a new handle for it. Okay, so I've got a 2-meter long 40 mil by 5 mil mild steel bar. I'm going to cut it in the middle, so it's about 1 meter long each. Scrape it down and paint it the same as the winch, and then add a wooden handle. I was going to copper rivet it, but I don't have any copper rivets here, so I'll just use some stainless steel screws or nuts and bolts and washers to attach the handle. Okay, not a perfect cut, but I'll cut those slivers off, test fit it. I think it'll be all right. Okay, so I've given the handles a wash. I've taken the grinder to that steel piece up there, which fits over my bowsprit on the bow of the boat, and ground the loose paint off of the 2-speed anchor winch, which is right here. So I've washed them down with soap and water. I'm going to take some methylated spirits and acetone to wipe them off completely, tape them up, and prime them with epoxy etch primer. Okay, so paint kept flaking off after I wiped it down with acetone, so I've scraped off some more paint. I've coated it with a thick coat of paint stripper, and I'll let this be for a while and get as much paint as possible off, and then retape the chrome wheels because I can't get it apart, and it does work, so there's no need to take it apart. And then it'll get primed and painted tomorrow. It's only been about 2 minutes, and the paint is just bubbling up off of this. So I'm not sure what kind of paint it had on it, but at least we'll get all the paint off and be able to give it a good etch primer and a good epoxy paint coat over top. Okay, so this is about 5 minutes of paint stripper and 2 minutes of quick scraping. If I washed it down with the hose, it'd be pretty much clean. There's a bit of paint in here to remove, so I'm going to add another coat of paint stripper. It's just plain old hardware store Digger's Rest paint stripper. It stays wet for 12 to 24 hours depending on the thickness of the coat. So I'm going to add another coat, wait a couple hours, and then pressure wash it, which should remove all the paint and the tape. So I'll retape and be ready to paint. Okay, so I pressure washed it, and the majority of the paint came off. A little bit of paint left back on it, so I'll let it sit overnight with one last coat of paint stripper. And then whatever doesn't come off is obviously on there so good it's not going to affect the etch primer or the second paint job. Okay, so I've got 3 very light coats of white epoxy enamel on the Windlass, and actually it looks much better in full light than it does right now in this video. I'll turn on the LED work light and see if we can see the difference. Okay, so as you can see, It's actually fairly shiny and not bad coated. So it's still tacky. I'll leave it overnight, flip it over, do 3 coats on the other side, and then stand it up and give it a final coat. After that, remove the tape and give you guys a look. Okay, so I've given the Windlass probably about 6 coats of paint, and I'm pretty sure it's done. Same with the metal piece that goes over the bowsprit. These have had 3 coats on one side, and as you can see, just primer on the other. So we're going to prime them up, and then we'll move on to fixing the handles.